I think it's so dope. You are also a advocate for mental health, right? And something that you have passionately spoken about and spoken on for quite some time. Like you have made it a point to basically drive black men towards the understanding of therapy and the importance of therapy and the importance of speaking up, not feeling like you have to keep problems to yourselves or hold on to these things that are trauma filled, and that anxiety is something that's common amongst a lot of people. Like you have put yourself in the forefront of it, been a voice of it, and it's been now years, and you're seeing a following, you're seeing a response from that. What is it that clicked that made you say that I gotta start talking about this on a more public level, on a platform? I can't just go through this battle by myself. What was it that made you say I need more people to understand and be aware?
Man, it was just a cry for help. I was losing my damn mind. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I was losing my damn mind. I was out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, drinking, doing drugs 100 miles per hour, wilding, doing things I ain't had no business doing, breaking my wife's heart. You know what I mean? And it was
Hmm.
just like I saw myself becoming what I didn't want to become, which is my father. I love my dad, right? But my dad is also the person who, looked me in the eyes when I was young, and when I caught him cheating on my mom, I'm like, yo, you out there cheating on mom. He looked me in my eyes and was like, so you only got one girlfriend? One day you'll understand, right?
Hmm.
Got older, overstood, right?
Hmm.
But I just saw myself becoming a version of myself that I did not want to be. And I always dealt with anxiety, I always
Hmm.
dealt with bouts of depression, and I couldn't understand how come I've got this success, I've got more money than I've experienced in my life, but I'm just not happy. Literally not
Hmm.
happy. And I'm doing all of these different things to feed my ego. And it's literally like pouring water into a cup that don't have no bottom. So it's like the
Mm.
water just never holds into the cup. And so I kept hearing a lot of people talk about therapy. People that I knew and people that I be around, or even people come to interviews and we're having conversations with them, and they would just randomly like just name drop therapy or talk about going to therapy, and I would have these conversations with them off the air and just be like, "Yo, therapy really works." Like, I hear you describe anxiety, man. I feel like that's something that I deal with because when I got fired for the fourth time from radio and I had to move back with my mom when I was 31, 32 years old, and my daughter was like 1 or 2, and my now wife had to live back at home with her mom because we're all from the same hometown. We all had to move back to Moncks Corner, South Carolina. I remember driving down I-26 in South Carolina and having like one of the worst panic attacks I ever had in my life, right? And
Wow.
you feel like you're having a heart attack. Now, I had checked myself into the hospital a few times throughout my life thinking I was having a heart attack. And this one really felt like, oh, it's over. Like
A
I'm about
self
to,
check, a self
man,
check into the hospital may be the most. I think that is the most like a self check. The definition underneath the self check is extremely high because nine
man,
times out of ten you could be by yourself, and to go in there with a self check, I can only imagine with that level of panic, can't breathe, can't do whatever, and always in a mindset of, oh my God, this is it. Oh my
that's right.
God, this is it. This is happening. Like I can't imagine the level of panic. I can't even fathom the
Yo,
level of
every
panic.
time I would go to the hospital, they would tell me the same thing. They would tell me that you got an athlete's heart. You're fine. Nothing's wrong with you. I remember even one time I went, they asked me, did I drink some Red Bull or something earlier that day? And I was like, well, actually, I did have an energy drink. And so they was like, oh, that's what it is. But this time when I went, the doctor said to me, do you suffer from anxiety? I'm like, I don't even know what anxiety is. He said, it sounds like you described a panic attack. And he was like, are you stressed out about anything? And I'm like, hell yeah.
Mm.
Right. So in my mind, all I had to do was get back into position, right? Get another gig, get out my mama house. And the next gig I got was Breakfast Club. But like I said, 5, 6 years later, you got more money, more success than you've ever achieved in your life. And you still not happy. You still having these anxiety attacks. You still dealing with this depression. So
It's a
I just
deeper
decided to
issue.
start going to therapy. And I never
Yeah.
forget I was on vacation and I felt a, a a moment of peace like I had never felt in my life in a long time. And I was like, man, I wish I could feel like this all the time. My wife was like, just go to therapy. Just go. Just give it a try.